Hello there, everybody. It's me, your Star Wars dad. And what is the best Star Wars game ever made, ever played, ever... I got nothing else that rhymes. Anyway, I've been running polls on my channel for the past several weeks, you know, putting 3 or 4 games out there at a time, looking at what's going on. We're going to look at all those polls now. The idea is we're going to take all the winners or the top vote getters from that first round of polls, put them into a second round. I got 12 winning or games that are moving on to the next round. We're going to do it. Next round will be in groups of 3. We'll get it down to the final 4, the final 2, and finally, we will all vote and decide what is the greatest Star Wars game ever created. So without further ado, let's take a look at those polls and see what's going on. Here's our very first round, the Old Republic round, we will call it. We brought out Star Wars The Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic, and Knights of the Old Republic 2. KOTOR is a better name for those. KOTOR, the original from July 2003, ran away with this one. 67%. Nobody else topped 20%. You know, your favorite tales, the adventures of Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, Bastila, Darth Malak. Coming in strong here. My first place. I've tried this game. I haven't tried the other two. I've definitely tried this game. I don't know if it was up my bag. I got a couple of videos out there on the channel. It was a lot of running around, asking questions, talking to people. More of a mystery thing than it just didn't really suit me. Maybe if the graphics were updated, which they're working on now, when that new one comes out, we'll try it again and see if I like it better then. But that's our first round. KOTOR advances to the second round. Let's take a look at another round of voting. Our second round of voting, we'll just call it kind of the Battlefront. We got the original Battlefront from back in the day, the new Battlefront 2. New Battlefront 2 pops up. New Battlefront 2, by the way, when is that from? From November 2017 coming out. It takes this category, doesn't dominate it, 57%. A lot of votes for the OG Battlefront here, but it didn't quite get to 30%, so it's not going to advance. We're looking for something to have 30%, have a little more momentum behind it to advance to our semi or our quarterfinal round here. So moving on from here is Battlefront 2 from November 2017, the most recent Battlefront edition, moving on to our quarter-final round. Now to round 3 of our voting. Round 3 we will call the Classic Flyers. We got the original TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, Rogue Squadron and Rogue Leader. Rogue Squadron just pounded this one out. This is our oldest game that I had on this list that was actually able to win a category from November 1998. My oldest son was 10 months old at the time. I remember playing this game on the GameCube with the boys back. I loved this game. I blew through this game. This is one of my absolute favorites. Rogue Squadron reminded me of the original. You know, one game I thought about putting in here was the original arcade version where you sat down, used the triggers, flew around the Death Star. I just don't think anybody would have cared. It wouldn't have gotten any votes. And I also thought to put Squadrons in here, and I guess I just forgot about it. I don't know. So anyway, moving on from this round, Rogue Squadron was 63% and nobody else. Let's take a look at our Jedi round. And here is that Jedi voting. We're going to have 2 games moving forward from here. We got the old Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast on there. They got 6% of the vote each. Fallen Order coming in at 55% from November 2019. And Force Unleashed from September 2008 coming in at 34%. So we're going to push both Fallen Order and Force Unleashed back through to the quarterfinal round. You'll see them in the next round of voting on the channel. One game I missed in here is Force Unleashed 2. I'm not sure. I could have put it in there. I don't think it would have. It would have performed maybe better than Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast. I still think it maybe actually would have hurt the voting for Force Unleashed. But I don't see Force Unleashed 2 being the penultimate game ever developed by Star Wars. Let me know if I'm wrong. I feel like maybe that was the biggest game miss that I have out of all of these. But let's take a look at our next round, which is going to be all the Lego games. And here they are, your Star Wars Lego games. You got the old video game, we got the OT game, not coming in very strong. Complete Saga with the surprise upset, beating Skywalker. Skywalker Saga just released this year, April of 2022. The Complete Saga back from November 2007, coming in at 62%. Skywalker Saga at 30%. It's going to move on to the quarterfinals. It'll be there for voting, but Complete Saga is going to take this category and pretty convincingly, really, when you look at it. One game that's missing from here is the Clone Wars, Lego Star Wars The Clone Wars. Pay attention, it's going to be in a later round for voting. We'll see what comes on there. On to the next round! And we will call this next round the OG PC game. These are older PC games from, you know, the early 2000s, mid to late 90s. You've got Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, my personal favorite game of all time. If I could play it again today, I'd play it. It's just an Age of Empire version of using Star Wars. I love that game. 18%, Galaxies 9%, Rebellion. I also played that at 3%. But coming in at the top, Empire at War, really running away with this OG PC category, playing against other people online. You were strategizing to build your empire. So Empire at War moves on to the quarterfinals and moving to our next round. If mobile games are your bag, and you know they're mine, I really love playing my Star Wars. I love playing mobile games. I love to be able to walk around. My buddy Dylar calls them poop games. You can sit on, you could go take your man break in the bathroom, and you know everybody wonders what you've been doing there for so long. You've been playing, you know, a mobile game. So, anywho, we had lots of great Force Arena. I played all of these. Commander is your Clash of Clans version of Star Wars. Galaxy Heroes is your gacha game. Force Arena is your PvP, like almost your MOBA, but just with one thing in it. And Lego Star Wars Battles is your Clash Royale type of game. Dominating this category, running away with. We had a lot of good comments about Force Arena. People really loved Force Arena. Just never quite took off. Galaxy Heroes, the billion-dollar mobile game for EA Capital Games. Galaxy Heroes, I played every day. I got lots of content on it. Running away with this category, 76%. So it'll move on to the quarterfinals. You'll see it again in a round of voting. Let's move on to some older general games here with the next round. I didn't really know what to call this round. We'll just call it old games, I guess. You know, Episode 1 Racer, Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, just straight up Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. This is the movie, this is the game, play it. It runs away with the category. Jedi Starfighter, not quite hanging in there. Bounty Hunter got a lot of votes, but not 30%. So moving on from this category will be the April 2005 Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Had a lot of positive comments on the game. And finally, I had a play-in round with games that I kind of maybe forgotten about or not been able to find the right category for. Let's take a look at that final play-in round. Then we'll look at the 12 games we're going to move on that you'll be voting on coming up. Here is that play-in round. Original OG Battlefront 2. I got yelled at. Everybody's yelling at me. Why don't you have this there? Okay, calm down. It's in there. It ran away with this category too. 62%. Dark Forces, Shadows of the Empire, older games, not quite in everybody's front view right now. Lego Clone Wars coming in at 32%. Will make it to the quarterfinals. We'll have OG Battlefront 2, Lego Clone Wars will be moving forward. And let's talk about the entire spate of 12 games that you'll be voting on the next round. Please look for those posts in the channel. Like and subscribe. Let me get a little like and subscribe here for you. Hey, love and sub, you big walking carpet. I would like you to do that so you can see those polls come out on the channel. You can put your vote in. You can make sure that your voice is heard as we vote for the greatest Star Wars game ever created. Let's take a look at that final spate of the best game, the top 12 games moving to the quarterfinals here that you'll be voting on. And here is that final 12. You'll see some of these themes coming out. These are in no specific order. I'm going to put them into 4 matches of 3 games each. You guys will vote. We'll move on to the semifinals from there. Top 4, top 2, top 1, finally crowning the best game in Star Wars history. Here we got Battlefront 2, the OG Star Wars, Lego Clone Wars, Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, KOTOR, Rogue Squadron, Force Unleashed, Jedi Fallen Order, the Skywalker Saga, the complete saga, Lego Star Wars, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Battlefront 2, and Empire at War. Get your voting pens ready. Prepare to punch those chads. And always remember, Nooch too good.